So a couple of things that I did. I want to share with you just a few of them because this is a flash talk. So what I needed to do to level up, I know that there are some things that the organization could do. Many of those companies I ended up having to leave because I recognized that there was an expiration date. I had to release myself to my own destiny because I needed to be at a company and another organization that would value the work that I did. And so I had to master the art of my own reinvention. How many of you have been through things in your life, been through similar experiences in your life, and you recognize that some things we've got to do to take our own power back? So I had to recognize that I cannot continue to allow my self-esteem, my sense of self-worth to be in the hands of someone else because it was mattering to me. I was internalizing it to a degree that it was a fault. So I had to become a master of my own reinvention. The other thing I had to do was I had to find my why. Because most people die at age 30, they just don't get buried until age 85. They go through life not understanding their why, not understanding their purpose, not understanding what it is that they were called, anointed, appointed, and designed to do. See, there's one thing that all of us have been called to do in this earth, and we have to find that, and until we do, we're walking around with a void. And we're looking sometimes for love and opportunities and careers and approval in all the wrong places. See, I don't want my life to be spent trying to figure it out. And then one day it's too late and I'm too old to do it once I figure it out. I don't want my life one day at the end of my transition for people to say, yeah, she said she was going to do that. And I never did. She said that she could do that and she never did. See, we all know that the richest place in earth is really the cemetery because therein lies so much potential. The coulda, woulda, shouldas, and one day I'm going to do it, and we never do it. So I had to find my why, and when I was able to do that, it put me on a different path, a path of power, a path of principle, a path of passion. And every day, I found myself waking up knowing that I had something to contribute, that there was something greater in me. I was able to get out of my head and finally step into my greatness. One of my mentors told me all the time, Shirley, you have got to get out of your own way. You need to jump first and grow your wings on the way down. You'll figure it out because you've been through enough stuff. You've got the funding. You got the foundation. You got the grounding. He said, you got the skill set. You got the experience. What you don't have is the faith and you don't have the confidence. So you're going to have to take a risk and try it. And he said, most of the times people fail not in life because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and they hit. What I also had to do was I had to get control of my brand. See, all of us has a brand, whether you know it or not. What do people say about you when you're around them, and what do they say about you when you're not in the room? There is a brand, there is a reputation, and you have to get out in front of controlling your brand. These are bold moves that we have to take, because if you don't control your own message and control your own brand and reputation, someone else will. Someone will define who you are. And when they define you, they oftentimes confine you. They limit you. So know what your brand is and know what your power is. Use the power of relationships. I submit to you, it's not what you know. It's not necessarily who you know. It's what they know about you. Relationships are the new currency. And you have to learn how to leverage your relationships, leverage your network. It's been said that you make between $5,000 to $10,000 of those that are closest to you in your circle of 5. I ask you to think about who are the 5 closest people in your life. Who is your personal board of advisors? Do you have people in your life that can speak life to you? Who can say, you go girl, you go boy, you can do that. Leverage your relationships. What I've been able to do, my success has not come from being a PhD. It has not come from reading a bunch of books. It's not even necessarily come from having certain career paths. It has came from leveraging my network. It has came from the relationships that I've built and being able to turn those contacts into contracts. Because 95% of all of my business comes from referrals. Because people hire, promote, and pay more to people who they know, who they like, and who they trust. I've been in HR for nearly 30 years. And in that time, I know that we gave preferential treatment and favoritism to people who referred others to us. It's all about who you know.